Hi, everybody. This is Coffee with Sandy. Pivotal Moments. The mission of Coffee with Sandy is really truly to help others look at situations in their lives and bring hope. Because we all have those pivotal moments that are life-changing. And sometimes, we think, oh, how am I ever going to get through this? But we do. Somehow we do. And that's what I have as far as a mission for Coffee with Sandy. And today, I have the honor of having Karen with us. So Karen, if you can introduce yourself, that would be great.
Sure. I'm Karen Butcher with Westco Insurance.
What else
did I say? I'm sorry.
I don't know. What else do people say? I have no idea. My first question would be always, though, with people, is when you were in second grade, do you know what you wanted to do? Like really early grade school, did you have a dream of what you wanted to be?
I did. It wasn't insurance. That's for sure.
Yes.
I wanted to be a medical examiner.
Medical examiner.
Doing autopsies and stuff like that.
Where did you get that from, a TV show, or did you know somebody that actually?
No.
Wow.
I watched those kind of shows, and it was kind of fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, how interesting. Okay, so then what happened? I mean, did you have that all the way up through high school then, that you wanted to do that, or did something change?
Sort of that long. It changed, I think, when looking at colleges, because if I remembered that far back, it was expensive. I think you have to have a medical doctor.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the same 8 years and
I didn't
a lot
realize
of
that.
money. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's something that just kind of went away.
Well, so then were you in sports or anything like that in high school?
I was, yeah. I did some volleyball and track.
Wow, did you enjoy track? Sorry, I always
track.
When people say they're runners,
I know. I was never a runner, so it was hard for me.
Yeah.
But my dad would always go out and run with me at night.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah.
After dinner, we'd go run for like 3 miles, and I'd almost die. He was a runner.
Yeah. So he was your motivation.
He was my motivation. Yes.
Yeah. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, so okay, and then volleyball.
I love playing volleyball. I never really went that far with it though. Just kind of here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
very cool. So you mentioned your dad. So did you have great relationships with your parents?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're still alive and they're still married.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are they here? Are you originally from Colorado?
No, actually California, but I've been here 35 years, I think.
Okay, so just like I will say, and people do not get mad, we're now natives.
Yes.
They say
exactly.
10 years or more, you're considered a native.
Right.
Because,
I
mean, I realize that there are a lot of people that will say you have to be born here to be a native, but I think I matured in Colorado.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And got smart, right?
Yes. Well, I don't know. That's still up for debate. But I'm wondering if that's where we met for the first time. I was trying to think, okay, Karen's coming in today. Where did we meet? And
we met. You were working with Cardinal Financial. Cardinal.
Yeah. Really?
And I think we first met at Tri-Lakes at a breakfast or a business after hours.
Okay.
And it would have been before COVID, right?
No, I actually started in 2020 as a lender. With Cardinal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then it was right around that time.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because my first coffee with Sandy was at Serrano's.
Yeah.
In Monument.
That's right. And that's where I learned a lot of your story. Yeah. Oh my gosh. California. Your parents, are they still out there then?
They are. They actually moved to Arizona for many years and then moved back to California just about a year ago.
Was it you and just your brother, or did you have
brother
more?
and sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And were you guys close growing up?
My brother and I were.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So I came from a family of 8. And so,
Yeah, I've seen pictures.
yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. And you know, we all get along, you know. I mean, it's just kind of course I don't live with everybody. My sister Kathy's out here now, but the rest are either in Minnesota or Arizona. So it's probably why we get along. I
Right.
have no idea.
Right.
I mean, like, you know, family dynamics. You know?
Where are you at in the 8?
So there's 7 girls first, and then Chris, my brother, is the boy at the end, and I'm the middle girl
Oh,
out of the 7.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm the balancer.
yeah.
You know, and I'm
can
October
see that.
baby, so you know
I can
that's
see
where the
that.
scales come in, right? You know, I don't know how
Oh, yeah.
that happened, but yeah. So growing up, did you have any like family traditions?
Well, the same as, you know, probably most people back in the late 60s, 70s. It was, you know, my grandparents lived close. So it was holidays with grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins, and
yeah.
so all of that. And our own family, we did a lot of camping.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
All throughout California, or did you actually travel to different?
We go to Mexico
Wow.
sometimes too. Yeah, California and Mexico.
Hmm.
So we rode dirt bikes. So
Oh, fun.
we would go where we could ride dirt.
Oh, I tell you, that's one sport that I always wished that I could pick
It
up.
was fun.
You know, just watching people, it's like,
Well, I didn't do that, but
yeah, but and I do that on the jet skis. Right?
Yeah,
You have to
right.
do it in the water because if you
I know.
fall over in the
it's
water,
no big deal.
yeah, right.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
yeah.
funny. Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, a little known fact that I don't know that I've ever even told anybody. But my dad and I were in a father-daughter race together
On the dirt bikes.
on the dirt bike. And I rode with him on his bike, and we won first place.
Oh, very
So,
cool.
Out of hundreds of people.
Wow.
So it was
How
cool.
do you remember how old you were at that time?
Oh, I was probably 9 or 10.
Oh, how exciting.
It was fun. Yeah. I wish I still had the trophy. But
I was just going to
I
ask
don't
you
know
if you
where
do.
it's at. I don't.
Yeah.
I thought my mom had it, and they would find it when they moved to Arizona,
Yeah.
but it may have found its way to the trash.
Probably.
when they moved.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, she's never going to know.
I know, right?
Yeah. Right now, I say that my house is a 5-bedroom storage unit,
Exactly.
you know, and I have a feeling that, you know, a lot of my stuff is going to be a lot of somebody else's stuff, not my stuff.
Right.
Well,
Right.
my stuff too. It will eventually, you know,
Uh-huh.
make it to somebody else's home because
Yeah.
I think we all accumulate so much
We
stuff.
do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, do you consider yourself an extrovert or an introvert?
Introvert.
Really?
Yeah.
But yet you're out in the open with people. So, I don't know who it was. I think Lisa is the one who said she's an ambivert. Is that the word? I don't know.
Never heard of that.
But it's one person that actually can kind of be a chameleon in a group,
Oh.
but just re-energizes by giving herself Lisa time.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I don't know. It's being out and about and public speaking and stuff like that is way outside of my comfort zone. I've
and
had
yet
to
you do
really
it.
force myself to
Yeah.
do it.
You
So.
do it really well,
Well,
though.
thank you.
Yes.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
really hard.
Yeah. So after you married Joe, did you work or did you
Yeah,
stay home then?
That's right before Joe and I met. I started insurance.
Oh,
my
wow.
insurance, so,
Okay.
yeah.
So you already
And I was
had
kind of forced into it.
because of
my-
life changes.
Yeah, life changes. I became a single mom and needed a job. And
How'd you end up in it?
my pastor at the time was good friends with an insurance agent, and he's like, "Well, oh, my buddy needs a secretary." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I can type, answer the phone." So I met with him. He's like, "I don't need a secretary. I need an insurance agent." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know anything about that. No." He's like, that's okay. I don't want you to know anything. I want to teach you everything. And I was like,
Oh.
okay, well, I'll give it a try, and I hated my job for.
When you got into it?
Yeah, for the first probably 2 years it took before it clicked in my head.
Wow.
And I just dreaded going to work every day, and then all of a sudden it shifted, and it was like, wait a minute, I can help people. I am helping people. I love to do that. So.
And you're not talking people into things that.
No.
It's like you're educating them and giving them more of an opportunity to know what you can do for them.
And then finding out, as time goes on, people that really don't know what they don't have, but they think they do. And so it gets scary too. So, but so it's, that was almost 25 years ago.
Wow. So, and have you always been a broker?
No. The first agency I worked for, he was a farmer's agent.
Okay.
And we could broker out some things, but it was mostly farmers insurance. And I worked for him for 17 years, I think it was.
Oh boy, he really did. You picked it up and really enjoyed it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, JP is the most incredible boss I've ever had, next to Mike Carr, who was my first, the one that taught me everything. So, JP is just such a cheerleader and champions you and wants you to succeed and wants to leave you alone. He doesn't micromanage. So much better when I just am kind of left alone to do what I do. Maybe it's because I'm just too old. I don't know. But
no, you've experienced what you have now with the freedom of having your own schedule. So being tight under somebody else's.
And exactly. And and then just I work all the time. So
because it's not a job that's
it's not a 9 to 5.
Yep.
And you know that, you get realtors on the weekends calling you, and
Well, and even last night I was talking with a realtor because of the offer that was being sent in last night. So it's like, okay, did that letter work, or do I need to reformulate it? That sort of thing. Because that's what my job is to make sure that the numbers are, they fit. Fit the box. And I think that. That's one thing that I appreciated so much about you when I first started over at Contour is that, there were some clients that we really needed some creative insurance just because they didn't fit into the box.
Yes, exactly.
And so, and you're so patient with people. And I think that it comes across to me, and I know that that's what I appreciate so much, that I can refer people to you, that you're going to hold the hand of somebody that needs that, or you're going to just, give them information and let them decide instead of being,
And you can kind of tell, the older I get, the more I can read people, and you can kind of see who wants their hand held and who's like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. So how, from college, what did you study in college? Did you go to college?
I didn't. I just took a couple of night classes, but no, I didn't.
Yeah. So the night classes were enough to tell you,
Yeah, it wasn't. And so I went to work for an aerospace company for a few years.
Yeah. So where did you go there then? And from there though?
I met Joe, and then he was not in the military when we met and got married, but he went back in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
why? Because he didn't like the corporate world either? Or
no, he really liked what he did, but he was 6 years from retirement.
Oh, yeah.
And we just were like, it might be a good idea to look into going back. And so he did. He went back in, and he took a job that was not supposed to be deployable, but within 4 months he was in Afghanistan.
Oh, wow. So where did you meet him?
Church. Yeah.
A great place to meet somebody.
It was. Better than a bar, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what they say anyway. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't hang out at bars, so.
Yeah.
Never did.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we met at church and then we got married and combined our families, and now we have a bunch of kids and a bunch of grandkids.
That's so cool. And the other night you were saying you have 14 grandkids?
Ages 16 to 1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I look forward to the day that I become a grandparent, but I've heard that it's so different than being a mom.
Much
And
better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because you can give them back.
Yeah.
And you can spoil them, and who's gonna get you in trouble?
They can't get mad at you, so.
Yeah. Oh my
And if
gosh.
they do, you just blow them off like they did you, right?
And you're like, yeah, now
Right.
you know.
Exactly.
You know the 3 warning,
Yeah, right.
It's like, okay, the teapot is real. I can be calm.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to count to 57.
yeah. Now, are you an empty nester then?
Yes.
And what was that transition for you?
That was hard. That was really hard. I loved having the kids at home. And we just had a lot of fun. And our youngest left after college. I think she was 25 when she got married. So she left right about that time. So
Oh, wow.
we kind of had her for a few extra years, which was fine with me.
Mm-hmm. And now are they all here?
No, we've got Texas, Utah, and Denver.
Oh, so just kind of not
And
too far away from
No, it's
driving,
not too far.
but
No,
I mean,
and
it's,
we drive it, yeah.
when my parents moved to Arizona from Minnesota, they moved to Arizona like 6 months after I came out here. I thought, perfect, they're closer. And yeah, no, they're only closer. They were only closer to like 2-hour drive,
Oh,
maybe 3, but still,
It seems
12 and a half
closer.
hour drive is still
Yeah,
long.
that's what
regardless.
Texas. They're actually East Texas, so it's 2 hours east of Dallas. So it's
Oh yeah,
a
that's
14,
long drive.
15-hour drive.
Yeah.
Utah's 8, and then we have Denver, and then our other daughter lives up in the mountains, so that's only a couple hours.
Oh yeah. Do you have any role models or people that influenced you as you were growing up?
Well, besides my father, I mean, he always told me that everyone's replaceable.
Mm.
So you want to make yourself as irreplaceable as possible. And different industries, it looks different,
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of just, over the years, would watch, well, my dad he always worked late. He always went into work on Saturdays, and he always did things to be available to help other people. And so that's kind of what I picked up on. And then, of course, when I started working for Mike Carr, he was, like JP, the most easygoing person. Just a huge blessing to work for somebody at that point in my life, like him.
Well, probably because he was patient too, because you hadn't worked for
No, I
so
haven't.
many years, and it's just
right.
kind of like
Yeah.
then to be into something that's completely out of
Exactly.
being a stay-at-home mom,
Right. And then as a single mom,
having the patience,
letting me have a life with my kids, because
Yeah.
I was the only parent in their life.
So he taught you how to balance too,
Yeah.
then
Mhm.
obviously.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. And then JP is just somebody that I marvel at watching him. I'm like, oh my goodness. He's so incredibly knowledgeable, and he does all the commercial side, and oh my gosh, it's just amazing. It's impressive.
Yeah.
So.
Do you do continuing education? Do you have to for your licensing?
Yeah,
Because
every
of
2
course we
years.
do. Oh, every 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you keep up with that? Like how through? There's different classes that we can take, online, or do you do like in person? Do you?
No, I
work
do
better
online.
So
Yeah, it's online, and then we have to test. So.
do you prefer the inline or?
Yeah, the online stuff is easier for me.
Yeah. 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 So, what 3 words would describe you? If you had to ask somebody, or I guess you can ask yourself, how would you describe yourself?
I'm loyal, honest, and integrity is huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it does me no good to pull the wool over anybody's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I can see that. I definitely know that about
yeah.
you too. So.
Being upfront and honest, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets me in trouble, especially for my kids.
Yeah. Right. I know.
But-
It's like, it's so amazing. Sometimes it's like my filter works, and other times I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
my filter failed on that one. Whoopsie.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But,
Okay. So what makes you smile?
oh, my grandchildren. My husband makes me laugh. He's pretty amazing. He's really great. He's my biggest cheerleader.
That really helps too, to have
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah, and he's retired, so
Yeah.
he has, he does a lot of stuff for me, as far as not insurance, but he does like keeping track of stuff, and so yeah. And then we've got my daughter works for me as well, part-time.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
That's
she lives
cool.
in Texas and she's licensed.
Oh, very
And
nice.
she works with me, helping a lot of stuff. But she also has 5 kids and homeschools.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
So, but it's been, she wanted to do it, so she's like, yeah, I do. So I'm like, are you
That's
sure?
That's great. So
Yeah.
do you have any like charities that you support that you?
I do. We, as personally, Joe and I support Answers in Genesis and Living Waters is
Ooh.
two.
Tell me about those.
Answers in Genesis is the one that has the Creation Museum in Kentucky, along with the Ark Encounter.
Oh,
They
okay. Yeah,
built the
yeah.
Ark. Yeah, they're the ones that did that, and so we support all of that. And Living Waters is just a really good ministry. It's kind of an evangelism type ministry, and it's just something that we really enjoy, and we watch a lot of their videos and stuff. And
So have you always, obviously you two you met at church, so have you always been pretty involved in church, or
Yeah.
did it happen kind of what do they call it? Not naturally, but organically. That's the new word. Did it happen organically?
Yeah, it probably did. We're not as involved in church right now. We go to church, Cross and Crown at Garden of the Gods. But being involved in a lot of the extracurricular stuff we don't do right now. Some of it we do, but some of it, a lot of it we don't. And mostly because of time. We have grandkids in Denver that we like to spend weekends with, and then traveling to go see other grandkids and stuff like that. So, and then locally, we love supporting Angels of America's Fallen, Honor Flight, a lot of military.
I'm wondering if that's where we met for the first time. I was trying to think, okay, Karen's coming in today. Where did we meet? And
we met, you were working with Cardinal Financial.
Yeah. Really?
And I think we first met at Tri-Lakes at a breakfast or a business after hours.
Okay.
And it would have been before COVID, right?
No, I actually started in 2020 as a lender. With Cardinal.
Okay. So then it was right around that time.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because my first coffee with Sandy
that's right.
was at Serrano's.
Yeah.
In Monument.
That's right, and that's where I learned a lot of your story. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, what 3 words would describe you? If you had to ask somebody, or I guess you can ask yourself, how would you describe yourself?
I'm loyal, honest, and integrity is huge.
Yeah.
So it does does me no good to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. So.
I can see that. I definitely know that about
Yeah.
you. So.
Being upfront and honest, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets me in trouble, especially with my kids.
Yeah, right. I know.
But-
It's like, it's so amazing. Sometimes it's like my filter works, and other times I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
my filter failed on that one.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But,
So I want to go back a little bit to when you were growing up. Holidays. You said that you spent a lot of the holidays with the grandparents. Did you have like close relationships with your grandparents?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
mom's side versus dad's side, or both?
Closer with my mom's dad, my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
He was the only grandfather I had. My dad's dad had died right after my parents were married, so I never knew him. But my mom's dad and I were very close. He spent a lot of time at our house when I was growing up because we had a big yard, and my dad always had a huge garden.
Oh, yeah.
And so
We did
my
too.
grandfather would come over, and that was his therapy to piddle in the garden just about every day. And then in the summer times, he and I would take road trips together.
Oh, really?
So he took me all over the
cool.
place. Yeah. And then when I got my license, I took him all over the place.
Oh, very
He let
nice.
me drive all.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
so
gosh.
it was fun and lots of great memories.
Yeah. So what was one of the favorite trips that you had?
We did Pacific Coast Highway in California.
Oh,
We
yes.
went from Southern California
That just gave me chills. 'Cause
all the way
I
to
did-
Oregon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was.
I think everybody needs to take that.
It's beautiful. There's so many different areas. It's
Yeah, different experiences in each of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was probably one of the best.
Yeah. So did you have any favorite holidays that you did?
Mostly
do you
Christmas.
now? Mhm.
Yeah, Christmas. Right now we don't. I mean, I don't decorate a lot for Christmas because we don't have anybody at home.
Yeah.
And we don't spend a lot of Christmases with the kids because we let them do that with the other families. So but we go and see them like after, after, or right before.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool. Nice. What do you do personally to get yourself out of the funk?
Oh boy.
Or do you get into them?
No, I do. Gosh, probably just communication with Joe. Talk it out, talk it through. Usually it's like the funk would be my own struggle with something. And just talking. I'm a verbal processor. So I talk to my computer all day.
Yes. I talk in the shower.
Yeah.
I talk to my windshield.
Yes.
If my windshield would talk.
If they could only talk back.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes I don't want that.
Yeah, and that's me. If you ever, I work from home. If you ever came into my office and you heard me talking, I'm not on the phone. Joe always comes in. Are you on the phone? No.
I do have some best friends that I love having friends that I can actually get on the phone with and then just let me get it all out, because when I can get it all out, then all of a sudden it hits me. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Gotta go. Exactly. Hey,
It's all over.
I used an old-fashioned phone.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because, that's, and I think it's probably more women are verbal than men, but.
Yeah, well, and men should probably be a little bit more verbal too.
Yeah.
Because I think they would probably be able to figure things out a little quicker.
Right, exactly. Here, let me help you.
My mom always says that God has to be a man because it takes him forever to make changes in our life. Yeah, but I'm a firm believer that, he's got a plan, and it's not going to work as fast as what I want it to.
No, but it's best.
Yes.
And it's amazing.
Yeah, and I'm not patient. I mean, maybe I am. I don't know.
I'm not.
Every day I always question, and it's like, okay, I know, but,
Yeah.
but then, I can look back 10 years ago of what I thought my life was going to be and go, I'm so much better.
Yes. Thank you, God.
Yes, yeah. Thanks for enlightening me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Exactly.
I mean, I think that there's, has there been times in your life that you've actually not thought? I mean, if you didn't have Joe, you know, have there been times that you've, you know, like when you were going through your divorce and being a single parent, I'm sure that there were times that, you know, you thought,
Very hard.
how am I going to do this? But
I had some pretty amazing. I had a pretty amazing support group.
did you?
Around me? Yeah.
Yeah.
And my parents were huge and walked that road with me. And they were.
You were in California when
No.
that happened, or here?
Here in
Oh,
Colorado.
okay.
And my the only thing is my parents tell me after, you know, almost 18 years of marriage to this person, the father of my children, my dad was like, well, we never really liked him.
Don't you love that? It's like, seriously.
You couldn't have told me that day one and why,
Yeah.
you know, but now in looking back, I can clearly see,
Yeah.
you know, and my dad was like, would you have listened to us? And I said, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and I'm good friends with both of my exes. One of the things that I was determined, because it wasn't my children's, you know, fault that things didn't work out. I was not going to be an angry person for the rest of their lives with, you know, the choices that I decided to make. And I think it helped to build that trust on both sides, you know, of the relationship with my exes. So do you have anything on a bucket list or a to-do list?
Oh, I do have a few things. I've always wanted to go to Italy. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but it's okay. And to see the Northern Lights, like in Norway or Finland or something like that. So go there to see them, not from just the northern U.S.
Yes. My girlfriend's son went. I can't remember where he went because he wanted to see them, and it was like a week later, and they came out, and he's like, oh, I missed it. But he enjoyed that trip. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Norway sounds more fun to me than Finland, but it all sounds cold. Right?
I think that's how the Northern Lights happen.
I
mean,
know.
It needs to be a little chillier, I think.
And I see pictures, and there's like 50 feet of snow on the ground. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I can stay home and do that.
Yeah. So what makes you believe that you're not going to get to Italy? Just planning it?
Yeah, planning it, and financially it would be and even the Northern Lights would be. I mean, it's just expensive to do anything anymore.
Yep.
It's cheaper for us to go see grandkids and stay at the kids' house.
That's true. Well, and that really makes a huge difference too, right? When you have family because that's one thing that before I got into mortgage, you know, I had only a certain amount of days that I could take off for vacation. And, you know, so because of that, you know, where am I going to go? I'm not going to go, you know, on a 3-week trip somewhere if I only get 3 weeks vacation because I want to see my family.
Right.
And I want to see my friends, you know, so I'm just kind of like, that's always been my thing, you know, where now I have a little bit more opportunity, I think, to pick and choose when I go see them. But I'm so in that habit of, you know, that's where I go. That's where I spend my money. That's where I spend my time.
Right. And that it's that too, the time, you know, I don't see a lot of the grandkids that much, and I'd rather spend the time with them. I can work from anywhere.
Yeah.
So I could be gone for a month or two. I don't think I ever would do that, but it might be kind of fun to try. But
yeah, I know.
Yeah. But it's hard also to just leave.
Yeah.
And, you know, pack. And
Yep, I get that. That's why, you know, I'm just going to sell everything. And
I know.
I talked with some of my friends about selling everything and just doing a cruise for 360 days because there's a cruise that you can do, you know, across the world.
You can.
And yet I'm like, but I'd miss my people.
Yeah.
You know,
That's-
it'd be fun to do it once, maybe,
Yeah.
if I could bring people with me.
I bet you
But-
could.
Yeah, but it'd be really expensive. Anyway, I really appreciate you coming
Oh,
to talk with
thank
me today.
you.
We only touched the surface of different things that have occurred in your life that, you know, just the challenges that you've gone through. And I love that you are willing to talk about it and, you know, share those stories with people, just because sometimes, you know, people don't realize that, you know, there's a lot of things, a lot of layers
Yeah.
in all of us
Right.
that
Yeah.
change who
That's
we
true.
are.
Yeah.
So-
It's like I haven't always been like this.
Yeah.
And a lot of the light bulb moments when
Yeah.
the light bulb goes on. It's like, oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and just to know, to hang in there. Just
Yes.
keep pushing forward, because
That
it
too.
it can change.
And it will.
And it will change like that, especially, you know, if you're a believer.
That's
know,
right.
It will, you know, I think that's what gets me through a lot, is knowing
Amen.
that,
Yeah. It will change, and it'll change
Mhm.
really fast.
Mhm.
So,
and
Yeah.
without you even knowing it sometimes.
yeah.
So, all right.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us today. I am Sandy Shook. I'm your mortgage advisor. I can help you set up a plan to get into a house if you're not already a homeowner, but also to, if you are, let me look at your finances just to see whether it makes sense to refinance and maybe get you some cash out of the house that you already have, or use that cash for an investment property. I'd be more than happy to talk with you with no pressure. And Karen, if you can let everybody know how to reach you.
Okay. I'm Karen Butcher with Westco Insurance. And the best way to reach me is my cell phone, 719-221-1339.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I really hope that you have a great day.
You too.
Thanks, everybody.